back! I'm so excited. Wait, let me put this down because I feel like you can't hear anything over this glass. I mean, these ice cubes. Hi everyone, I'm back. Long time no talk. I feel really hyper because I'm midway drinking through my second coffee of the day and I am buzzing. But I am so excited to be back. So part of my excitedness right now is because I'm finally back filming. I know, it's been way too long since I last did a YouTube video, but yeah, I have lots to fill you guys in on, and I actually am in a hotel right now, hence the difference in bathroom. I just kind of booked myself into a hotel for the night to just chill, do some filming, change my environment, and yeah, just get out the house really, because your girl doesn't get out the house unless she is forced to. She is a homebody to the core. But anyway, today I thought I would do an everyday makeup. There's so much makeup in here, I promise you it's not actually as much as you think. Everything's just big and bulky. But yeah, I feel like I have so much to update you guys on. So let's get chatting, let's get makeup doing, and let's get into it. So I think I'm going to put this headband on because it's actually the best way I can keep my hair back. Look how light my hair's got. Let me actually just take it out so you can see. How crazy. It's just because my pink hair has faded out, and this is actually what my hair looks like underneath. But I forget my hair underneath my pink is so light, because as soon as my hair gets lightened, the pink goes straight on it, so I don't really see it. But yeah, I wanted to do a makeup routine because I actually am on Accutane for my acne. You may be thinking, Nikki, you don't have that much acne, but little fun fact about my condition is that you actually get more acne. So especially on this side, I have a lot of acne right now. It's been a real struggle for me and has really got me down, and it's just another fun issue to add to the list of things caused by my condition and my AVM. So I'm currently on Accutane. I've been on Accutane for about a month and a half, and I'm on a very, very low dose. I'm only on 10 milligrams. I think the normal going rate is from like 20 milligrams to 40, which my cousin was on, which is like heavy duty amount. But that's more from like a standpoint of like, because it dries out your skin so much, they were worried about it giving me nosebleeds because it dries out my nose more, and then my nose will just bleed more. So, but even still, I'm still getting the side effects of like super dry skin. The thing I've noticed the most is the lips. Like my lips are so dry. So many of you on my Instagram were asking me to do a makeup routine, so I'm going to show you guys how I prep my skin before makeup, and also my everyday makeup routine, what I've been doing at the moment. Probably going to be a long one. Get a drink, get comfortable, let's go. So first thing I do is start off with a hydrating toner. This is the Dr. Jar ceramide one. Before this I was using one from First Aid. Basically any kind of toner that's going to clean your skin and just give it a little bit of hydration. So I just put it on a cotton pad and just make sure there's no like residual stuff on my skin. So that's first things first. I've been doing this for ages now. Basically I always start off with a toner. Dry patches is like the bane of my life at the moment because of my acne. So this is a good kind of like evener. Okay, step 2 is use some hydrating serums. I've got this one from Drunk Elephant. It's their Be Hydra one, and also this one from Vichy. I've gone through 2 of these already. I just really like it. It's just basically a plumping, hydrating serum, but the combination of these 2 together is the best. So I do a pump of each on the back of my hand, and then I'll just mix them up like a little concoction, and then I'll just slather it on my skin basically. And the good thing about these is they don't leave your skin feeling sticky. I have a bit of a thing about like textures on my skin. Even makeup, like I hate the feeling of makeup on my face. Like I hate when I can really feel things on my skin. I'm like, get it off, I don't like it. So with this, it just really like melts into the skin and absorbs. But yeah, Accutane has been a journey. I've actually been on it once before, about 5 years ago, when I was on a trial drug back in 2018 that was giving me acne. So I didn't really get to see the magic of Accutane. I mean, there's a lot of things about Accutane that isn't great, but a lot of people who have been on Accutane, on the other side of all of the rubbish that the side effects that it can give you. A lot of people have said it's literally been a lifesaver for them and the only thing that's worked. I'm hoping this time I'm really gonna come out the other side and see a difference. I've been on antibiotics, I've been on topical Accutane, topical antibiotics, so many things. So yeah, this is like last resort. You can't just go to your dermatologist and then just give you Accutane, because it's like the last thing that they want to give you, really, because it is very, you know, it shouldn't be taken lightly basically. So they don't just hand out prescriptions for it, but if you need it, I do think it is a lifesaver, so I'm really hoping it helps. The thing at the moment is me just trying to work out how to reduce my acne scarring, which has been a bit of a learning curve, basically. So I've just done serums, toner, and then I really like this as well. It's from Rhode, and it is their peptide glazing fluid. So it's basically just another serum, but I really like it. It's a little bit thicker, but it just gives your skin a really glowy, glowy base, as you can see. I wish there wasn't this light right underneath me, because I feel like you then can't see things properly. But yeah, it basically just makes you look very kind of glowy and glassy, which is how I like my skin to look. I've gone through 2 pots of this. I love it. It's the Ola Henriksen Strength Trainer Peptide Boost Moisturizer with ceramides and peptides. So peptides basically just make your skin look really plump and glowy, which was in the serum as well. So this is the same, but it's kind of a, look how much she's at the bottom of the barrel. There is not much there. It's a gel moisturizer, but it has a slightly creamy texture to it. It's one of the only few moisturizers I've tried that doesn't make my makeup peel. So yeah, I just like to give my skin a good little massage. Okay, now that's done. Eye cream. This is my second pot of this as well. A lot of these are like things that I'm still using now on Accutane, basically, so I haven't changed much. I'd say my night routine, I probably just got more. So this is the Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment with avocado. I literally use the tiniest amount, and it's quite thick, so I'll like put it on the back of my hand and then just like dab it under my eyes. It was so funny because when I had my really big operation in September, I wasn't doing my makeup for about like 4.5 months after it, because obviously I needed my face to heal, my skin to heal, my scars to heal, so you're not going to put makeup on like an open wound. And also because I was feeling really rubbish about myself, I also just was kind of like, what's the point of putting makeup on? Like, I don't really want to look in the mirror and stuff, and we all get like that, and that was kind of the place I was in. When I was not wearing makeup and recovering, I actually found that I was enjoying makeup a lot more. Like, I was probably buying more makeup than I've ever bought in preparation for when I was going to wear makeup again. I don't really buy that much makeup these days just because I get so much in PR and I don't want to waste it, so I rarely ever actually need to buy stuff unless it's me repurchasing things that I love, that I've been sent. But yeah, I was buying so many bits of makeup and trying out so much stuff, and I really found my love for makeup again, which was actually really nice for me. So that was one of the beauties that came out of a very difficult time, is that I actually found my love for makeup again like I did when I was like a little girl. So by the way, this is the sunscreen I'm using right now. I swapped between this one, which is from ELF, and also the Murad City something one. I'll put it on the screen because that one's 50. But this is the ELF Sun Touchable Wow Glow SPF 30 sunscreen, but it's also a primer, so it's like a 2-in-1. I feel like there's so many more brands doing sunscreen now. I remember back in the day, you had such slim pickings for like facial sunscreens, and that was so difficult because most of them would literally break people out. So obviously if you've got acne prone skin already, you're going to steer clear of anything that's going to further that. But then as a result, it means that you're then just not wearing sunscreen and protecting your skin. And we also can't just be wearing products that say, like, foundations that say include SPF 30. Like, you need to wear sunscreen in itself. When you're on Accutane, you actually can't go in the sun because it thins the layers of your skin, because it's a retinol. So yeah, really crap timing, to be honest. It's summertime and I'm on Accutane, but to be fair, I don't like sunbathing anyway. I find it really boring. Next up is another serum thing. I've used like half of this now. It's the Isomaya Beauty Skin Lac. It's basically hyaluronic acid serum But can you see? Let me see if it focuses. It's got loads of little bits of shimmer in it. So this is so nice again when you want that glassy skin. And I tend to focus it like on the top of my cheekbones, middle of my forehead, and just basically kind of anywhere where you put highlighter kind of. This is my favourite primer. I found this years and years and years ago. If you're an OG, you'll remember when I used to go to Denver for medical treatment. The only real highlight about going to Denver was that 2 days before my operation, I would go into Ulta and Sephora and just look through it because, again, I was like makeup obsessed. So I'd get so excited because often also things would release earlier in America back then than they did in the UK. So I got like a sneak peek. And this primer I found, and it literally was my favourite thing then. And sometimes I don't know if back then things just worked for me because I had good skin with like no texture and things like that because I was young, and that's what you're like when you have young skin. And I completely forgot about that primer. This was in like 2014, 2015. Completely forgot it existed. And then a couple months ago, Tarte sent me so many products, and I forgot actually how many good products Tarte have in general, and I fell in love with this again. If you've got pores, like quite big pores on your nose and forehead and things like that, this is for you. And also if you've got like an oily T-zone, it is their Timeless Smoothing Primer. It comes in a pot like this. It's basically a veil like over your nose and your pores, and it's so good. This little travel set for brushes is the best thing ever. It like zips up and then you can just fold the top down and this just sits. And it's so handy for brushes. Oh my god, I should have actually probably cleaned these. Pro tip for literally anyone, but especially if you have acne. I mean, it's such like common sense, but clean your brushes every time you use them. I spot clean them. I don't like deep clean them every time I use them, but I always have some sort of brush cleaner with me. Like I'll take it anywhere that I'm going. This is just like a buffing brush that I got from Tarte. I actually really like it. Didn't realise they had brushes. But what I do is I go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I also really like the e.l.f. Halo Glow, which is like just a much more affordable alternative of this. But saying that, I have had this genuinely since like 2021. So gross, but I have, and I use it most days when I do my makeup. She's still going strong. There's no writing on it anymore, like nothing. Yeah, you can tell it's well loved. And this is 2.5, which is a bit dark for me, but like because it's so thin you can't tell. I used to swear by, when it came to redness, that I used to swear by using red colour corrector. Green colour corrector. Over the time period where I didn't wear makeup for like 4.5 months when I had my surgery, I lost my whole bag of like base products. So like primers, foundations, concealers, correctors, everything. As long as I can remember, I've always used some form of a green colour corrector. But then after that, it kind of forced me to try new things because I lost all of my products and I couldn't actually remember what I used. I ended up just starting to use Flawless Filter under my like foundation as just like a base product. But yeah, works really, really well. For concealer, I use a mixture of two and I haven't looked back. I used the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape and also the Shiseido Self-Refreshing Concealer. This one's too dark for me, this one's too light for me, so they're two of my favourite concealers, so then mixed together it's the right shade for me. I love this concealer from Tarte. Only thing I'd say is I hate it because like one thing I don't like about it, I don't hate it, I love the product and the formulation, but the packaging kills me because every time you pull out your applicator there's always too much product on it, so you end up, this bit gets so messy and dirty because you'll just spend most of your time wiping off the product. So for concealer, I do a dot under my eye here, a little bit here, same here. Less is more, I think, with concealer, especially under your eyes. I do a few dots on my eyelid, so I've got quite a bit of redness around my eyelids. So then once I've done that, I'll go in with the lighter one and just do an extra dot next to the other ones. I then go in with a concealer brush, which I'm gonna really quickly clean. It's so funny because, again, before my operation, most of my makeup was applied with a sponge. After my operation, again, when I was buying way too much makeup that I just knew I would never finish using, I finally invested in some good brushes, especially base brushes. When professional makeup artists used to do my makeup, I used to be so confused because most of them, majority of the time, would use brushes to apply my makeup, and it would look so good. But then every time I tried to use face brushes to do my base product, it never looked good. And so I used to always be a bit worried when they did it, but it always looked good. And I think I worked out that there is so much, like, you could have the best foundation or concealer ever, but unless you have a good brush to apply it, then it literally means nothing. This one is amazing, and it's the Hourglass concealer brush basically, and it's, can you see it's like slightly angled, so you're able to just get right underneath your eye. I know some people do foundation then concealer, can't do it, doesn't work for me. I feel like with makeup we've become a lot better at accepting that, like, whatever way someone does their makeup, like, if it works for them, then just continue, like, let them continue doing it, because I've just learned that, especially with my face and it being so, like, more complicatedly shaped from a regular face, I've just had to adapt to learning how to do makeup on it. Now I'm introducing you to my favourite, what's the word? Foundation ever. I was forced into using this because I bought it again when I was going through a very depressing time, and then when I lost all my foundations, that kind of forced me into using it. It's the House Labs Triclone foundation. This is in the shade 130 Light Warm. I genuinely don't think I knew what the undertone of my skin was. I don't think most of us do, especially as, oh, by the way, I'll just pump that on the back of my hand and just like dot it all over my face. We've got a lot better at just working out what works for us in terms of makeup. So even like when it comes to my bronzer, I need something with a warmer undertone and things like that. One thing that is actually very true is I end up using a lot more product than the average person on my face, because my face on this side, especially when my conditioner is just a lot bigger, which is one annoying thing I have to say. This brush is the best thing you will ever use and find for base products, and it's kind of like a I can't speak, oh my god, kabuki brush, and it's tiny, like it's like that big. It just looks amazing. I feel like you can't really tell because it's this really annoying light, but it's kind of like a medium coverage, and yeah, you can still see my acne peeking through, but I don't care about covering my acne, it's more just about evening my skin tone. And the shade is finally right, thank God. I actually have a colour match that matches my skin after like 10 years. I'm not too bothered about it, so I'm not going to do it. But if I want to like spot conceal, so you see like these ones here, or like this kind of cluster here, or here. If I want to directly like spot conceal over my foundation, the best spot concealer I can recommend is the NARS Soft Matte Creamy Concealer. It comes in this little pot. I have sworn by it for years and years and years now. It's matte, but it's not patchy and cakey, and yeah, it just sits on top of spots and covers them up really well. But you want to get a little bit on your flat brush, and you literally just want to tap it over the spots and then leave it for 30 seconds, and then you kind of just want to blend out the edges so it kind of blends into the skin. Really simple, and that way it looks so much more natural and uncakey. Oh my gosh, I've literally used all of this. This is on its last legs. It's the Westman Atelier. Look, that's literally how much I've got left of it. I kind of will do the edges of my face. The way I would do it is to know where to put your contour stick. It's where your face naturally has a shadow when you just look at yourself. So for me, mine's about here, and I go not all the way down, about 2/3. Here it's a bit more difficult because I've got not much definition, but it's okay. And it blends out so nicely and creates a really natural shadow on my skin. This is actually another contour stick I really like. It's the Makeup by Mario one, but it's a lot warmer. So I'm gonna start using this more when I finish the Westman Atelier one. What's very rare is You know when brushes come with makeup products, like crappy brushes come with them and you just never use them and you just chuck them in the bin? This one on the other side of the contour stick is actually so good, but can you see it's got these little dots on it? I don't know how they thought of this, but it blends in cream product so well. I go in with a cream bronzer. This one is from Say, and as you can see, it's like a lot warmer than the contour stick is, because what we've done now is just like created a shadow. So I'll get this angled brush. This is actually from Tarte, again, really handy because it fits right in. And I'll put a little bit on the brush and just stamp it over to warm up my face. I feel like I have so much to catch you up on. So, really random, on Father's Day, me, my mom, Alex and Tasha went, oh, and my dad, of course, Father's Day, went to a pub and we took my dad out for dinner, basically. We were just chilling, eating our food. It was, you know, lovely. But then, all of a sudden, I keep hearing people talking about Harry Styles, and I'm just like, well, yeah, it makes sense because I think Harry Styles is like the biggest male singer in the world right now. And it was interesting because I'd actually gone to his concert earlier in the week, which was amazing, by the way. Oh my gosh, he did not disappoint. And also the vibe just like in the whole arena was just so warm and so nice, which I don't know, I think sometimes at concerts there can be a bit of disconnect and like it can feel a bit impersonal because it's just so many people. Like when I saw Billie Eilish, I absolutely loved it because she was my idol, and you guys know the song that was my claim to fame was when I covered Lovely by her. But because it's so big, it just felt like there was a real disconnect. But I went to Harry Styles concert with Rimmel, the makeup brand. And the vibe in the room, I've never been to a concert where people were just all so friendly. I don't know, there was just a real, like, you could feel the energy in the room. There's no other way to describe it. Everyone was just wanted to love each other and it just felt really heartwarming. For blush, I'm using the Westman Atelier stick in Petal. It's just a really pretty pink colour. For this one, because I like to control how much I'm putting on more, I get an angled brush. This one's from Hourglass, and I'll just dab some of the product onto my brush and just slowly dab it onto my skin. A little bit on my nose as well, because I just like warming up my nose a bit. So yeah, we went to the pub for Father's Day and people started talking about Harry Styles, and then all of a sudden I see people looking out of the window and like holding up their phones to record, and Harry Styles was just there in his normal clothes, like just really chill, just outside the window, like completely in my eye line. And I don't think I've ever been so starstruck in my life. I think it's because it was so random and I'd just seen him perform in front of 50,000 people. When it's in that way, you're kind of like desensitized to the fact of like how big they are, because it's like, well, they're performing for so many people. But I think when you see like such a big like famous person in such like in the same environment as you're just, oh my goodness, you forget these people are human. It's so crazy. But yeah, he was just there with his family, I think, for Father's Day, and I felt really sorry for him because everyone was just filming him and things like that. And what it must be like, you just, I get that it comes with the territory, but you can't go anywhere without being filmed. Like, not one private moment is private. And I didn't ask him for a photo or anything because I wanted to respect boundaries and the fact that he was out with his family, but I just couldn't believe it, to be honest. For blusher now, I'm using this little blush trio from Patrick Tarte. Double Take Cream and Powder Blush in Do You Know Her. I love these so much. I don't have a favourite cream blush formula more than this. I have fully hit pan on this blush. I love it so much. It doesn't pick up any product underneath. A little bit on my nose. Ta-da! Sometimes I'll go over and add this. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm in Peachgasm. I would never use it as a blusher because it's not pigmented enough, but I do like using it just on the tippy tops of my cheekbones as like a highlighter, and it just adds an extra sheen. Lovely. This is from Rare Beauty. Love Rare Beauty. It's owned by Selena Gomez. I am so gutted about this because you're probably thinking, Nikki girl, where's it all gone? Well, I'll tell you where it's gone. It slid off my bed when I was frantically getting ready. Yeah, it broke and it all smashed on the floor, and I still had like half of it left. But then later that same day, the other half of it like smashed on the floor and fell off something again. And yeah, I was not having a good day. Nothing, it was just one of those days. And I'm so upset because I love this and I was sent it. So luckily that's how I got introduced to it. But I will be buying another one when this kind of little bit I have left runs out. But yeah, as you can see, it's literally just the netting and the tiny little bit left that I'm using. This is also their brush actually, which is perfect for highlighter. Reason I like this highlighter is because it doesn't look powdery on the skin. It really looks like quite glassy and creamy. It's their highlighter in Enlighten, and I don't actually put it like all the way across. I just, can you see like again where when you turn your skin naturally catches the light, and I literally just kind of buff it into that part of my cheek. And I like it because it's not got a yellowy undertone, it's not got a pinky undertone, it's quite pearly. And then anywhere else I want to really, so I'll go like on the cupid's bow, a little bit on my nose, don't like to put a lot, don't want to look like the Tin Man, and then like a tiny bit here as well. I used to have such an issue with keeping my makeup on and in place, but I feel like because I've simplified the products I use on my skin, and I don't use layer after layer of products, and also my skincare, I've really like found what works for me. I feel like my makeup lasts a lot longer now, and because of these setting sprays. Before I set with powder, I use these two setting sprays, the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray and this one from Benefit. Oh my goodness, I have had this for so long, and when they sent it to me, I used it a few times, but I didn't actually take in how good it is. It's the Professional Super Setter, and it's so good. It's like a blurrer on your skin, but it also makes my skin so much less oily, whereas before my T-zone was getting oily within a couple of hours no matter how much powder I put in that area, and it would end up looking really cakey because I'd be so aware of how much powder I'd need to put on to make sure I didn't have to like touch up throughout the day. But this is so good. It helps lock in late makeup, softens the look of pores, feels weightless, and the mister on this, oh, beautiful. Okay, so this one I'll do first. Have to shut my eye because my eye doesn't shut properly. And then this one, the mister, is gorgeous. It's so light and microfine. All I do now is just do a little bit of powder just in the areas where we'll get a bit more shiny, but this powder is the only powder I swear by, honestly. I use the Huda Beauty loose powder. This is so good. I know so many people love this, and I completely understand why. This and the Laura Mercier ones are the only two powders I will ever use. Every single other powder accentuates my dryness, takes off some of my makeup, makes my makeup look patchy, uneven. Yeah, this is so good, and it lasts so long. I use the shade Pound Cake, and I also use this powder puff. This is the Trigwell powder puff, which you can get off TikTok. Powder puffs just make your makeup look amazing when you apply powder. I'll use whatever little bits of powder there are on this lid, and I'll kind of just stamp it on the back of my hand to make it less, more natural. And I'll basically just, in the center, press the powder into my skin and above my eyebrows. And it literally just smooths my forehead. Like, look at that. My chin, around my mouth, above my mouth, around my nose, sides of my nose. Just anywhere where, like, product gathers up. I actually don't go over my blusher and stuff because it's unnecessary. If you do go over it, it will mattify it, and that is not what we're going for. So yeah, by just doing it in the areas you need it, being a bit more tactical, you still keep that glowiness to your skin. I feel like by now you guys know my ride or die brow products are also Benefit. It feels like yesterday I was in New York with them. It's actually insane. It's been nearly 4 months. What in the world? People keep asking me what I've been up to this year, and I feel like it's been such a blur. I feel like I just don't have, like, short-term memory is not a thing anymore. Like, I can't remember anything. Hashtag trauma. I use the Goof Proof Brow Pencil in 4 and also the 24-hour Brow Setter Gel. I actually normally use Precisely My Brow as well because it's much more exact because it's a really thin pencil. But I lost mine and I don't know where it's gone, so I've just been making do with just this one. I can't talk and do this at the same time, so I might just have to do my brows and then come back to you. It's so funny, I actually always get compliments on my brows on like TikTok and stuff, and I've never thought anything of my brows. I don't really have to do much maintenance to them. I mean, sometimes, you know, I'll have to pluck the one like stray hair, but they're pretty good. Like, they're quite full and everything. But, you know, my eyebrows are definitely, as I've said before, not twins, not sisters, maybe twice removed distant cousins. Then I go through with a clean spoolie and just like brush the product through and make them a lot more like fluffy and natural. So that's what I do, and each time I like brush them through, I'll wipe off the excess product off the spoolie, and that's how I get my natural brows. I just went to pick up my palette and it's literally dripping with water. Oh, it's good this is waterproof, because otherwise that would be, oh my gosh. This is why you don't leave your makeup by the sink. Brows are done. Ta-da! What I've actually just done, because I forgot to do it before, is I get a little bit of the cream bronzer, the one in the pot, and I actually just get like a normal eyeshadow brush, and I literally just go through the sockets of my eye with that to just warm up the eyes a little bit and add a bit of colour. And then I go in with my Better Than Chocolate palette from Too Faced. I hate that they changed the packaging of this. Luckily I've got the other one too though, the old packaging with the chocolate bar. But I basically go all over the lid with like a light brown colour, which you can see here. I try to keep it quite simple with my eyes, especially if I don't have much going on, just because it saves me a lot of time. God, you can so tell that I'm unfit, because I've been standing here for nearly 2 hours doing my makeup and chatting to you, and my back is killing me so much. I also feel like my social skills have got so bad, even with my friends, because I just like will just sit at home in silence or do things like this where I'm talking to a camera and I just don't talk to people. So then yesterday I went to the pub to see some of my friends who've just come back from university, which is so mad, by the way. Like, how has it nearly been a year since my birthday? Therefore, it's nearly been a year since like people went off to uni. Okay, it's not nearly been a year since people went off to uni, because people went off in September. But basically, yeah, people are done with their first year of uni, and that is so mental to me, because they went off to uni as I was just having my operation in September, and that felt like, God, that feels like yesterday, but it also feels like such a long time ago. Like, I just can't believe people are done already. Mental, doesn't time fly? That's done. And then I just take a little bit underneath my eye. Go in with, again, quite a few cream products. First up, I line my upper lid with just like a black liner. This is one from MAC. My lash line is really not full, so as you can see, from like lining my upper lid, my like inner, it makes your lashes look fuller already. So I live by this now. I go over with a little bit of this wand. I love cream products. Like, even my eyes, I use cream products now because they're just so much more forgiving and like easy, and I don't really care. I quite like a smudgy eye look. So these are the Vive eye wands. This is one in coffee. It's just like a matte black, but I have one in vanilla, which is basically just like concealer color, which is amazing for like cleaning up edges and stuff. But I literally just smudge this along my lash line, and it's just, sticks like this are perfect for like an easy smoky eye. So much easier than an eyeliner. Now what I do is go over with this. This is from Byredo. Oh my god, it's got so much fluff on it, because I was using it yesterday and I was in a rush. This is like a Byredo like colour stick, I think it's called. Colour stick, yeah, in the shade Cleopatra. I don't know if you can see, but it's like a really warm brown with like a blue shimmer going through it, like a bluey colour. I just bought this on a whim when I was in Liberties and I love it. So I just get like a kind of flat smudgy brush and I will just pick some of the product off the stick, and then I'll just smudge it on top of that brown, and I'll take it under my eye as well. And then you just literally get a really easy like brown smoky eye that you can make. If you want it more dark, then you can just add more black. But yeah, this is what I've been doing on a more like everyday basis. If If it was nighttime and I wanted to take my eyes to the next level, then I'd actually just go over my lid above my liner with one of these. I swear by these. They are the... God, look at the mess that I've created. Ah, all my stuff on the floor. But they're the Urban Decay Moon Dust eyeshadows, and they are just perfect. Like, if you're going clubbing or going out and want a shimmery eyeshadow, oh my gosh, look no further than these. They are incredible. This one especially, which is Space Cowboy, is my absolute favorite. It's just, oh, perfect, and it looks gorgeous on photos as well. Before I do my mascara, I'll actually go over with setting spray for the last time, because I find when I do it after mascara, I get the mascara smudging under my eyes instantly. So yeah, I've learned to do it before to seal everything in place. And again, I'm using these two, but also this one, which I'm nearly done with. It's the Beauty Crop Glow Milk. It's just a really glowy setting spray. But yeah, I got this in an advent calendar last year, and yeah, I've got right to the end of it, so I'm gonna have to repurchase. Again, it's just like the perfect thing to do if you've used a lot of powder products, to just melt everything into the skin and make it look a lot more like skin and more natural than just like a layer on top of your skin. Oh, my eyelash colours are so dirty because of all of my eye products. I have to like clean them every time, otherwise they'll go all over my eyelid. I use a concoction of mascaras. I'm still yet to find one that does not smudge under my eyes. I don't understand. 3 out of the 4 mascaras I use are waterproof. So like, what is the problem? I don't understand. If you want a good mascara, the best place at the drugstore is Maybelline, and then soon after that is Rimmel. But Maybelline has the best of the best drugstore mascaras. I actually think mascara is one area of your makeup routine you do not need to buy an expensive one, because most of them that I like are drugstore, except for Lancome, who has loads of good mascaras, but these are all drugstore ones. So this is the Essence Lash Princess Waterproof Mascara, Lash Sensational Waterproof from Maybelline, Sky High from Maybelline, which if I couldn't have any other mascara, I'd have this one, waterproof, and also the Rimmel Thrill Seeker Mascara in like carbon black or something like that. It's just like proper black. First, I use the Sky High because this really lengthens your lashes. It's actually amazing. It's like magnets, it just pushes them up. Like, look at that. I just kind of wiggle it from the roots up, and I actually look like I have lashes. It's so mental. I also put my mum on this mascara when we went to New York, and she has the brown one, and she's obsessed with it as well. Lash Sensational, thin layer of that. And then the Essence one. This is so inexpensive. That's that. And then finally the Rimmel Thrill Seeker in the black one. This is like a much thicker wand. So the thicker the wand, normally the more volumizing it will be. The thinner the wand, the more lengthening it will be normally. So I do one coat of this. She has lashes. It's actually crazy what difference mascara makes. So finally it is lips, and then we're done. Who thought we'd get here? For lips, I don't really have one thing that I only use, because unlike everything else, I kind of change up my lips quite a lot with what I use. What has happened to my fringe? Oh my goodness. You know, when I was younger, I used to never line my lips, and it was also just like lack of knowledge, but like I could never now use a lip product without lining my lips. It's like the contour of your lips, you know? So this is the Makeup Forever Artist Colour Pencil in Anywhere Caffeine, and this is amazing. It's basically like, it can be an eyeliner pencil, it can be a lip liner, eyebrow pencil, anything really. These Makeup Forever pencils are amazing. I've got 3 colours, like a nudie, peachy brown. Okay, so that is my lips lined, and it looks quite crazy right now. But what I do now is go in with the lip colour to fill it out. This is the Revlon Colourstay Satin Ink in Partner in Crime. Like a pinky, nudie brown colour. And yeah, I just go over with a thin layer in the middle, slowly kind of blending the 2 colours together. The only thing I don't love about this is, because it's kind of like a liquid lipstick, it's quite drying. 100% while being on Accutane, the thing I have felt go first is my lips. My lips have been so dry. When you're going out and like doing everyday stuff, you don't want to have to keep reapplying your lips. And that's the only thing about glossy lips, is that you like that's coming off in 0.1 seconds as soon as your lips touch anything. It's not transfer proof, but yeah, it lays down a nice lip colour that will last longer. So to counteract that, I'll either keep it like this and keep it matte, but otherwise I'll use a lip oil. This is one from Colourpop in Hot Shot, and it's like a natural peach colour, and I really like this. And we are done. Sometimes I'll go over with another dusting of powder, just like with this Charlotte Tilbury one, just over like around my nose, T-zone, under my eyes, things like that. But just depends on the day really. But yeah, this is the makeup done. And I feel like, considering I'm struggling with my skin so much right now, I feel like I've done a really good job. And I do feel like I've mastered my skin and my makeup. Obviously, I have bad days, you know, I'm on Accutane. It's not easy, but yeah, I do as much as I can to prevent the inevitable of like dry skin and things like that, and struggles with, you know, my base and things like that as much as I can. That's me. Ta-da! Ooh, ooh, ooh. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm so sorry it's a long one. I just can't stop talking. It's been too long. I've missed you so much. I really hope you enjoyed it. Do let me know if you have any other questions about acne prone skin or Accutane or anything else down below. I'd be happy to answer. And I hope you enjoyed. You know, I started my channel doing makeup videos, and makeup's just something I love. So I'm sorry if it was a bit of a boring one for any of you that don't really care about makeup, but you know, going back to my roots and talking about what I love and where I started. So yeah, hope you guys are doing really well. Sending so much love your way. I'm here at this hotel to bulk film content for you guys, so I promise you there's more where this came from. And yeah, better get on with filming the next one. Lots of love guys, see you very, very soon. Mwah.